Training camp starts next week. I mean, for a dead time in sports, there's plenty going on right now.
Yeah, with training camp, because we don't have the same sort of involvement that we've had in the past, because we're not broadcasting live from camp, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to feel, I can already tell you, that I'm going to feel like I'm not into it as much. Because when you're there, when we're sitting out there and the rabbits are running around and here comes lawnmower guy and the big jet blower guy and he's blowing all the crap at Vic's face and Vic's sneezing and all that because he's got bad allergies. But you're anticipating. You see the first guy start to walk on the field during the show. You start to get guests out there. All the particulars come by. It's, George Payton makes his rounds, right? I mean,
it sucks.
You feel like you're into it. You feel like, okay, and then our show is over, and that's usually when practice is kind of getting started.
Sure.
And so then you're there for another couple of hours. I mean, you feel like every day you're involved at Broncos camp and you get your teeth into it.
I do have tickets to camp that I ordered online, in case you want to go.
Oh, so you're going as a fan?
Well, no, I'm going as a media member, but if you want to go,
I'd love to.
I have tickets to, I believe, August 2nd.
I'd love to. Yeah.
So I actually sat in line online and got tickets.
You guys have covered a lot of coaches in a lot of different sports. Have you ever seen one that's had it locked down like this?
No. Not in the history of the Denver Broncos has camp been locked down like this.
How about any sport? I mean,
well, you're not allowed to go to a lot of different camps. You're
Nuggets camp, you can't
go to Nuggets camp.
You can't do that.
You can see the last 15
but
minutes. But
you still go do media stuff there.
Oh, no, Nuggets camp's in San Diego. I mean, the only media there are us from altitude.
Avs
really.
camp
Right. Well, I was going to say, I see the interviews you guys do all the time. I mean,
Avalanche camp is here and it's wide open.
Right.
But even when it was down like at World, I mean, it started out at DU, the old barn. It went to the World Arena in Colorado Springs. It was still wide open to everybody. You could still go and watch.
Just watch for practice.
Just
right?
watch everything. Exactly right. Spring training, you can see everything. Obviously, you buy tickets to go to spring training games. They don't really have a training camp. What they do is they get in for a couple days, say, hey, I'm Steve, I'm Mike, good to see you. Well, welcome back, whatever. Let's hit the field and play games. That's exactly what they do. They don't screw around.
I also think, though, that you've never had a coach come in quite with as much cachet.
Yeah, well, that's why he can do it.
Right.
I mean, if this is Nathaniel Hackett coming in and saying, I'm going to close camp, it's a different story. If it's Josh McDaniels his first time around saying, I'm going to close camp, but this is a proven commodity who's won before. So he can do whatever the hell he wants as long as he wins.
And thinking about it, I don't think that's the Broncos have ever. I mean, John Fox is probably the closest that you get to an established head coach.
I'm going to tell you something, though. There are people in that organization who are 100% opposed to what he's doing, but can't do anything about it.
I imagine that the media side of that
there are people
office is not too pleased.
And out of the organization who don't like what he's doing. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he was brought in to do a job, and that's to win on Sundays. And it doesn't matter what you like or dislike. Win on Sundays, everybody's happy.
Vic, did you ever get to cover Bill Parcells? Because everybody talks.
Not really. I mean, he was coach of the Cowboys when I left Austin. That was a long time after I left Austin, and they used to have camp in Austin. But no, I never covered Bill Parcells.
Because everybody says that it's, that this is very Bill Parcells-esque, and it's because he's from that tree.
Sure.
And I don't know, in the modern day NFL, I don't feel like you can get away with it quite as much. I think that's why it's making as many waves as it is.
Do they need publicity, though? Do they need Mose and Vic and Brett out there? They don't necessarily
I'm going to
need
say
that.
yes, they do.
They need
positive hype.
For our benefit, it's better to be there. But I guess here's the problem is by the time I leave the radio studio, I'm going to drive back out there. It's going to take in traffic probably 25 minutes to get there, Vic. Then I'm going to have to find a place to park. So that's going to be a real pain in the tail. Then I'm going to have to walk by. I mean, I'm probably going to miss almost,
so hard.
Well, I'm just saying I'm going to miss a full hour.
Oh, my God. You got to find a place to park?
No, what I'm telling you, Vic, I don't give a rat's rip about that.
Oh, my God. Your job is so hard.
There's
so many people out there. They're so worried, and I'm sure they're going to send letters in.
Robert.
Listen to this guy.
Listen to me. It's a waste of time is my point. If I'm there at 6:30 in the morning, then I'm there, and I walk right onto the field and watch practice.
There are people who come from all over the country just to get a glimpse of a Broncos training camp practice, and you're crying about having a park.
I'm not. You're missing the point, Dillhole. I'm saying
you're the one saying it.
We're going to miss about an hour, maybe
Vic,
almost an hour
of camp.
He has
to walk from his very far parking spot. It's
oh
not
my
just
God.
the parking.
Are you going to be carrying something too?
No, I'm saying that we're going to be wasting time, and I'm going to be missing. So, I mean, I don't even know how many days I will go. I'll try to go every day, but I don't know. We'll see.
And there we agree. I'm not going to. In years past, we were there every day.
Every day.
Hell no, I'm not going every day.
Okay, but you both, like Mose, your job is at a place where they pack 20,000 people into an arena each night.
Yeah, no, I mean it's not. I'm not. You're missing the. Everybody's missing the point because of Vic's being
because of the way you tell your stories. They're so long-winded.
Yeah, actually, it was very short-winded.
Just say, I'm not going to go to as many practices now. The end.
I'm not going to go to as many practices now.
See how much easier that was? You don't go from, well, you drive up, you get the dirt parking lot. Then you get out and you got to walk.
So seriously, if I say, hey, you're going to miss the entire first hour of practice, you going?
It doesn't matter if I miss the first hour. First hour stretching. I don't care.
And you're there for the interviews afterwards.
Question on the text line, was Peyton like this in New Orleans? Yes, he was very locked down in New Orleans. Yes, I've heard from many of my colleagues there, watch out. You're going to get a fresh blast of get out.
Well, and we'll have Leggy on at 8 o'clock, but even he has said that when the writers actually had issues with him there because the limited access that they were able to get. I hate to do this, but I'm going to compare the Broncos to the Rockies. And I don't think there's any time that you get more hype for the Rockies or more belief in the Rockies than when they are at spring training and they have media members down there with them. And you start talking yourself you get that purple fever that, oh, maybe they're going to be good this year. You know, they got decent pitching. Are they going to be able to pull it together? And I really think the Broncos need some of that pub. Now, listen, if they just come out and win, of course, everybody's going to jump on board. But, the question of do they need the positive publicity right now? I think the answer is yes.
I think the publicity will come with the winning. You're putting cart before the horse here. You can get all the publicity you want. If you don't win, it becomes negative publicity, right? We can trumpet this from the mountaintops. Oh, we're here. Look at this. And then they lose. Uh-oh. You got to win. Winning cures all. Rob, if I told you that the Denver Broncos went 14-3 this season, took the NFL by storm, would this whole closing down training camp thing even matter? Would anybody care?
No, but that's not how the timeline works. There is still the sequence of events, and the fact is that training camp comes first. And so if you want positive hype around the team, you've got to let people cover the team.
Rob, they need... Here's the end game, and this is the truth. The Broncos don't need you as much as you need the Broncos in our line of work. Our line of work.
That's true.
That's the fact. We need them. We need everybody in the sports media business. We need the teams. If the teams don't work with us, we don't have jobs. We don't have anything.
I don't think that they don't need us, though. I just think we need them more. But I think they need media coverage.
Sure.
Go ask the Rapids if they want media coverage. Of course they do.
But here's the thing. Here's where I'm not upset at all. I mean, am I a little irritated and annoyed? Yeah. But I'm not upset because their own media, the Denver Broncos' own media, the people who cover the team that work for the Broncos, the digital teams and all that, they're not doing anything.
My guess is...
how many videos have you seen released?
Yeah, not many. My guess is that the average fan probably will not notice a difference.
I think it's good to listen to me. And I know this sounds very hypocritical because I want access. I want to be there. But I think having a little bit of a real off season. Remember the old notion there's never an off season?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Having an off season and being away and having it away from mind is good because it makes you want it more when it comes back.